씨발, 씨발놈아! 뭐야, 이 씨발 뻑서야?
Think your favorite Korean stars just stick to acting? Think again. From martial arts to music, tech to traditional instruments, these K-drama stars have unexpected skills that might just leave you speechless. Let's begin. 20. So Ji-sub. Before he became a household name through melancholic roles in I'm Sorry, I Love You and Master's Son, So Ji-sub had a whole other life. 2, actually. Did you know he was once a nationally ranked competitive swimmer? That's right. So Ji-sub spent over 11 years in the pool and even won a bronze medal at the Korean National Games, specializing in the 100-meter freestyle. But here's where it gets even more unexpected. So Ji-sub is also a rapper. Yes, the soft-spoken actor can drop bars. Under the stage name G, he released multiple hip-hop tracks and even collaborated with well-known Korean artists. 19. Park Bo-gum. Before Park Bo-gum melted hearts as the sweet, swoon-worthy male lead that he is today, he was gliding through the water with the precision of a future Olympian. That's right. Park Bo-gum was once a competitive swimmer, specializing in freestyle. He trained seriously throughout elementary and middle school, and even dreamed of becoming a professional athlete. But even with his eyes on the swimming lane, a different kind of stage was quietly calling his name. That turning point came in high school when, on a whim, Park Bo-gum sent a video of himself singing while playing piano to several talent agencies. And just like that, a star was born. Still, he hasn't left his swimming past behind. In When Life Gives You Tangerines, there's a memorable scene where his character, Guan-shik, swims in the open sea. While many actors might rely on stunt doubles, Park Bo-gum insisted on doing the scene himself, and absolutely nailed it. 18. Kim Ye-soo. You may know her as the fierce and fabulous powerhouse in Under the Queen's Umbrella, Juvenile Justice, or the iconic Taza, but Kim Ye-soo's talents go far beyond acting, and they might just knock you off your feet. Literally. For starters, she holds a 3rd Dan black belt in Taekwondo. That's not just for show. Kim trained seriously, and her skills mean she's more than capable of executing real-life takedowns, high kicks, and hand-to-hand combat, and she's proven it on screen. In the action noir film A Special Lady, Yi-soo played a ruthless underworld boss navigating betrayal and bloodshed. But here's the kicker. She did many of her own stunts in the film. From brutal fight sequences to high-impact scenes, she brought raw physicality and authenticity to the role. No stunt double needed. Kim Ye-soo is also a gifted painter, known for her bold, emotionally rich artwork. Her paintings have been exhibited in galleries, showcasing yet another side of her creative genius. 17. Song Hye-kyo. Before she became one of the most iconic faces in K-drama history, Song Hye-kyo was carving up the ice, literally. As a kid, she trained as a competitive figure skater, and she was good. Like, potential future champion, good. She competed in regional tournaments and trained with the kind of focus that hinted she was destined for greatness. Just maybe not in the way everyone expected. Her skating career came to a halt due to health issues and a growing passion for the arts, but that discipline and poise stuck with her. And it shows. Whether she's playing the girl next door in Full House, the emotionally scarred doctor in Descendants of the Sun, or the ice-cold Avenger in The Glory, you can always sense that quiet strength and control underneath. 16. Lee Jun-hyuk. You might know Lee Jun-hyuk for playing ice-cold masterminds and intense prosecutors in Stranger Designated Survivor 60 Days, or as the chilling villain in the Roundup, No Way Out. But behind that fierce screen persona, he's a deeply sentimental artist with a surprising outlet for his emotions, a mobile game he made in memory of his beloved dog. In 2022, he released a mobile game called Hello Popcorn, which he personally planned and illustrated. He worked on it for more than 8 hours a day, hiring only a developer to help with the coding. Despite the production and App Store fees, he chose to distribute it for free, saying the project helped him emotionally and creatively. Not stopping there, he later turned the game into a picture book, also titled Hello Popcorn, which he wrote and illustrated himself. The book tells the heartfelt story of a dog searching for his family and showcases Jun-hyuk's skills as both a storyteller and visual artist. 15. Ma Dong-seok. We all know him as the unshakable force in Train to Busan, The Outlaws, and the Roundup series. But here's what you might not know. Ma Dong-seok doesn't just act strong, he is strong. Before becoming an action icon, he worked as a personal trainer in the US, training professional MMA fighters, including some who went on to compete in the UFC. With a solid background in boxing and strength training, he built real combat knowledge long before stepping into the spotlight. And here's where it gets even cooler. Ma Dong-seok is also a legit amateur arm wrestler. He's been active in the sport since 2008, and in 2018, he was even named president of the Korea Arm Wrestling Federation. So when you see him snap wrists and toss villains like ragdolls in his movies, that's not special effects. It's pure technique and raw power backed by years of training on and off screen. 14. IU. Everyone knows IU for her beautiful voice and emotional songs, but what a lot of people forget is she actually writes and composes most of them herself. She started writing lyrics when she was just 16, and since then, she's been building a discography full of songs that are 100% her. From massive hits like Palette, Blooming, and 8 to more emotional, introspective tracks, IU puts her real thoughts and stories into every line. By 2022, she had 72 official songwriting credits registered with KOMCA, Korea's Music Copyright Association, and became a member back in 2016. That's no small feat. In an industry where many idols rely on teams of writers, IU has earned recognition as a true artist who creates her own sound and identity. 13. An Bo-hyun. Before stepping into the world of K-dramas, An Bo-hyun was throwing punches, not on screen, but in the boxing ring. That's right, he was a trained boxer long before he became an actor. In fact, he competed in amateur boxing during his school years, and even won matches at regional tournaments. He was known for his discipline, stamina, and fierce right hook. This background gave him the kind of grit and physicality that naturally carried over into his acting, especially in action-heavy roles. Whether he's chasing criminals in My Name or commanding the screen in Itaewon Class, you can tell he's got that fighter's edge. 12. Roh Yoon-seo. She's one of the freshest faces in K-drama right now, but Roh Yoon-seo is more than just a breakout actress. She's also a seriously talented visual artist. Before captivating viewers in Our Blues, Crash Course in Romance, and The Frog, Roh Yoon-seo was focused on the arts, literally. She studied fine arts at Yuha Women's University, majoring in Western painting, and she shared some of her work online. And wow, she's got the brush skills to match her on-screen presence. Her drawings and paintings show a totally different side of her. Thoughtful, introspective, and visually sharp. Whether it's charcoal sketches or watercolor pieces, there's real talent behind every stroke. 11. Lee Ha-ni. You might know Lee Ha-ni from her scene-stealing roles in One the Woman, The Fiery Priest, Extreme Job, and Night Flower, where she effortlessly balances comedy, charisma, and power on screen. But here's what most people don't realize. She's just as accomplished off-screen. She's a professional Gyeonggi player, trained since childhood. She's performed in over 25 countries, released multiple albums, and even graced Carnegie Hall. She's not just dabbling in traditional music, she holds both a bachelor's and a master's degree in Korean traditional music from Seoul National University, South Korea's top university. She's also a third Dan black belt in Taekwondo, and during her school days, she was known as the bodyguard friend. No surprise there. And yes, she was a competitive skier too, showing off athletic skills most of us could only dream of. 10. Sung-hoon. Before becoming a romantic lead in dramas like My Secret Romance, Level Up, and Worry the Virgin, Sung-hoon had a very different life. He was a competitive swimmer for 14 years. Trained in the butterfly stroke, he was even on track to compete at the Olympic level until a spinal injury forced him to step away from the sport. He studied social physical education at Yongin University, and after retiring from swimming, he made an unexpected pivot to acting. Still, that athletic discipline never left him. His strong athletic build and calm presence on screen, that's years of elite training showing through. 9. Go Yoon-jung. Long before she was stealing scenes in K-dramas, Go Yoon-jung was making magic with a pencil and paintbrush. Her journey started at Seoul Arts High School, where she majored in Western painting, and later continued at Seoul Women's University. enrolling in the Department of Contemporary Art in 2015. Her Instagram gives us a peek into her sketchbook, filled with hyper-detailed portraits that often look more like photographs than drawings. One that especially caught fans' attention? Her portrait of Timothée Chalamet, so realistic it went viral. And here's a mind-blowing detail. According to reports, the now famous portrait of Naksu from Alchemy of Souls, she drew that herself. So whether she's breathing life into a character on screen or shading in every tiny detail with a pencil, Go Yoon-jung is an artist in every sense of the word. 8. Jung Yoon-ji, best known as the main vocalist of A-Pink and one of the best idol actors who starred in dramas like Reply 1997 and Work Later, Drink Now. She isn't just known for her powerful vocals, she also has perfect pitch, a rare and seriously impressive musical skill. Perfect pitch means she can identify or recreate any musical note without a reference, on the spot. That's like hearing a random beep and being able to say, "Oh, that's a B flat." Most musicians train for years to come close to that, but for Yoonji, it's natural. She's shown off this skill on variety shows and in interviews, effortlessly matching pitches, harmonizing, and recognizing notes with zero hesitation. 7. Jung So-min. Before we saw her in dramas like Because This Is My First Life, My Father Is Strange, The Smile Has Left Your Eyes, Monthly Magazine Home, and Alchemy of Souls, Jung So-min was studying traditional Korean dance at the Korea National University of Arts. Jung So-min was trained in the art of traditional Korean dance. Interestingly, she only started taking acting classes to improve her facial expressions for dance. But it turned out she had a natural gift for acting, and the stage soon became her second home. Even now, that dancer's poise and elegance shine through in her performances. Every gesture, every glance carries weight. And the best part? She hasn't left her dance roots behind. At fan meetings and on variety shows, she occasionally treats fans to short traditional dance performances, reminding everyone that her talents go way beyond acting. 6. Kim Ok-vin. Known for roles in The Villainous, Thirst, and Arthdal Chronicles, Kim Ok-vin brings more to her performances than just good acting. She brings real physical skill. She holds a 3rd Dan black belt in Hapkido, a 2nd Dan in Taekwondo, and has trained in boxing and Muay Thai. That's why she often does her own fight scenes, and does them well. She's also surprisingly skilled in marine sports. On Jungle Bob 2, she confidently took control of a yacht in the Caribbean, revealing that she's certified in yacht and boat handling, free diving, sea gleaning, and underwater safety. She even shared that going out to sea gives her a dopamine rush. Whether she's in front of the camera or out on the water, Kim Ok-vin approaches everything she does with focus and capability. 5. Lee Sang-yi. Not just an actor, Lee Sang-yi's got rhythm, range, and a background in musical theater to prove it. While most people recognize him from Hometown Cha-Cha-Cha, Good Boy, and Bloodhounds, his roots are on stage, where he trained in singing, acting, and, you guessed it, dancing. During his college years, he even won a national dance competition, showing off moves that still make appearances on variety shows and fan events. He studied musical theater at Korea National University of Arts. And it's easy to see how that foundation helps him bring charisma and control to every scene he's in. 4. Han So-hee. Han So-hee is known for powerful roles in My Name, The World of the Married, and Nevertheless, but her roots go beyond acting. She studied at Ulsan High School of Arts and earned a degree in fine arts with a focus on painting and sketching, skills she still practices today. Her artwork, often emotional and atmospheric, has made quiet appearances online and even on screen. In Nevertheless, where she plays an art student, many of the drawings you see, like Nabi's notebook sketches and wall art, were actually drawn by Han So-hee herself. She mentioned in a press conference that she contributed her real artwork to make the role feel more grounded. 3. Hyun-bin. We all know Hyun-bin as the swoon-worthy lead from Crash Landing on You, Secret Garden, and Memories of the Alhambra. But behind that calm, collected screen presence, he's got real-world combat precision. During his mandatory military service, Hyun-bin served in the elite Marine Corps, one of South Korea's toughest units. And he didn't just serve, he excelled. Out of around 720 rookie Marines, only 16 qualified as top marksmen, and Hyun was one of them. He hit the target 19 out of 20 times during daytime shooting and landed a perfect 10 out of 10 at night. To qualify, rookies had to hit at least 18 targets in the day and 9 at night. Hyunbin blew past that standard with precision and focus. So yes, he can melt hearts with a single glance. But if your favorite K-drama ever needed a real-life sniper hero, Hyunbin already trained for the role. 2. Lee Joon-gi. Lee Joon-gi has a reputation for throwing himself, literally, into every role. Whether he's wielding a sword in Moon Lovers, Scarlet Heart Ryo, sprinting through intense scenes in Flower of Evil, or outsmarting villains in Again My Life, he's not relying on stunt doubles to get the job done. He holds black belts in Taekwondo and Hapkido, and he's also trained in stage combat and acrobatics. That means most of those fight scenes, he does them himself, from wire work to close-range hand-to-hand choreography. It's part of why his action performances feel so sharp and believable. He's not just acting the part, he's physically prepared for it. 1. Kim Soo-hyun. You know Kim Soo-hyun is one of Korea's top actors, with hits like My Love from the Star, It's Okay to Not Be Okay, and Queen of Tears. But off-screen, he's a serious bowling enthusiast, with the skills to prove it. In 2016, he shocked everyone by entering the 22nd Korean Pro Bowling Tryouts, where he ranked 10th out of 114 participants in his very first attempt. He averaged an impressive 221 points, scoring a total of 3,315 over 15 games during the first round in Suwon City. That's not just hobby-level talent, that's nearly pro. While he didn't end up turning professional, insiders and fans alike still talk about his laser focus and competitive edge. So yeah, these hidden talents are impressive, but do they earn these stars a spot on our list of the top 100 most talented Korean actors? Click on this video to find out!